With an abstract view, we will take inspiration from the symbol that represents all the patterns across the Chester Beatty collection. In this workshop, we will be designing a candle holder from a jar. You can recycle any glass jar that you might have at home that you think could make a very nice shape. And firstly, I will begin with the materials. So today I'm going to be using vitriol paints. These are glass paints and they give a beautiful stained glass effect. You could start with just getting 3 paints or even 1. Because you'll have the transparency of the glass, you don't have to use too many materials. And I'd always advise using as little as possible to begin with when you're trying to sample something out, because, you know, they may not be for you. You will need also the glass and tile outliner. And this is what creates barriers. It's not necessary. You could try and start with a paint that you might like, but this gives the lovely stained glass effect of the lead. And it can also help when you're trying to trace your image that you've designed. We'll begin by drawing our design with a waterproof marker onto the tracing paper. For those of you who might want to create a set of candle holders, I'd say just draw out a few different sizes, because each jar is going to be different, especially if you're recycling. So I drew out a few different sizes here, and I'm going to see how they fit into the jam jar. We'll begin by cutting out the shapes. When you have a variety of shapes cut out, what you can do then is you can see how it might look on the jar. So you can kind of fold it in and see. And as you can see, maybe cutting down the creases would be a good idea. So now what we're going to do to create this abstract design is we're going to place this on the inside. As you can see, it's already giving you a bit of a stencil on the outside. So what's nice about this is it's not taking a direct copy from something, but mainly the inspiration. And next what we're going to do is we're going to run our lead around the outline here. So what I do is always do a practice run first, so it's not too messy. And taking our glass, we're just going to simply run the lines up. Make sure not to smudge. So we have the beginning of our abstract shape there. And I think what we'll do is we'll just let that dry for 2 hours now. So as you can see, our outliner has dried really, really well. So now we're going to start painting. So I'm just going to remove the design. And this is where you can be really fun with it. It is good to have an idea of what kind of colors you might like. I think for me, I want to go with red, yellow and pink because I think they can be very beautiful colors for candles. That's just the red there on its own. And then if you just add a few spirits, it kind of lightens it. So it can be quite sticky, and you do want to get a bit of a flow there so it's easier to paint. You can always build up the layers. So that's one layer of red there, but I think I'm going to make it a little bit stronger. Remember, you can mix these as you would any other paint as well. So I think here might need to dry a little bit. So I'm going to get red again somewhere else. I'm going to do it quite a strong red. And now I think I'm going to do my pink. This is a very, very vibrant pink. It's a magenta. And it's really up to you what colors you go for. I just personally love a red candle. Red shades, yellow shades. I find they're very warm. I find it's very similar to when you're painting a picture. It's good not to focus too much in on one area and to hop around, because it allows you to see what you need. So that's a lovely vibrant yellow, which I think will really make a difference for the candle. The lovely thing about these glass paints is they give that stained glass effect so well. We'll get another yellow there. You can always build it up also. Like a big, vibrant yellow here. We'll let this dry, and I'm going to come back in an hour and check on it. It does depend, sometimes it varies what it is you're painting. This is a very small object, so it can dry faster. So I left this for a few hours. Now the glass itself is still a bit sticky, so I would advise always leaving something sit for about 10 hours just to be safe. But I can still paint the bottom a little bit. So I'm just going to do a few extra colors here, and I'm going to paint the bottom layer. I gave it one layer already, and I'm just going to give it another layer. It just means that everything, when you look down into your candle, it will be much more vibrant. So I'd let that sit now again for a few hours. And finally, our candle holder is complete. And just so you can see exactly what it's like when the lights are dim, I'm just going to turn it to the side there. And it's always good to look twice at things that you can upcycle. Enjoy creating your candle holder and see what symbols around you might inspire its abstract shapes.